All right. Talking Texas, Bama. Got a chance to look at that Alabama offense again. And, considering the matchup of the Texas defense versus that Alabama offense, I'm starting to feel good about Texas at least being able to stop the run versus Bama. Now, the only question is in that run game is Jalen Milroe. I think they're just their traditional run game. I actually like that matchup of Texas matching up against their traditional run game. But the question is, how are they going to weaponize Jalen Milroe? And I saw this stat too. If you look at it, and I think my first down is going to be big. And just going off their Middle Tennessee State game, which is obviously the only game we have to go on this season. Alabama had a 53% success rate when they ran the ball on first down. That's important for Alabama because last year they were not. They were around 39% success rate on first down runs. But year before that, in 2021, they're around 41%. Success rate is basically when you get 50% of the yards needed for the first down on first down, 70% of the yards needed for the first down on second down, and then 100% of the yards needed on third and fourth down to get the first down. That's basically the raw definition of success rate, and they were really good at achieving that success rate and having a high one on first down. That's why Texas got to win first down runs. They got to win on first down in the run game, and they got to force Alabama into a second and long, which will eventually lead to a third and long, and that's where you want Jalen Milroe. When you get him in third and long, then you got him right where you want him. And because then he's in a predictable passing situation, and that's when he's likely going to be more of a pocket passer. First and second down, you really can't guarantee he's going to be a pocket passer because they can use him in a number of ways. They can throw out the RPO game, got the zone read, they have design runs they could use for him. They could decide they want to throw the ball on early downs and make him a pocket pass on early downs, but I doubt it. I doubt it very seriously. I think they want to pound the rock on first down, and I think that's what Texas has to make sure they win. I'll give you another stat here, which is favorable for Texas coming out of that Middle Tennessee State game. You go look at Alabama; they only averaged 1.7 yards before contact. That's an O-line stat. All right, how many yards can you get just off push alone before any defender even touches your running back? They only got 1.7 yards before contact. That's versus Middle Tennessee. So against Texas, I expect that number to even shrink to even a little bit more.
Yeah.
The only thing, in my opinion, that could add a lot of juice to the running game, and it's a variable you really cannot account for because I do believe nothing challenges the structural integrity of a defense like a dual-threat quarterback. If he just goes off and Texas can't tackle him in the open field and doesn't have an answer for him in the whoever's assigned to him, which I also think should vary down to down. Sometimes it's Anthony Hill, sometimes it's Jalen Ford, sometimes it's Catalan, sometimes it's Jaron Thompson, sometimes it's Jahdae Barron, sometimes it's Ethan Burke, as Ty brought up. I think it's got to be a different guy every time. I think he's smart enough and athletic enough that he can get a bead and a pretty good read on whoever is going to spy him if it's the same guy every time. And they'll have spy beaters built in, and he'll just kind of, as a player, he'll adapt and evolve by the fourth quarter and figure out a way to beat whoever that spy is. So I think you gotta mix that up, whoever's going to be assigned to him.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, Jalen Milroe from Katie Tompkins down in the West Houston area, or Katy, but west of Houston, was the first Alabama quarterback in history this past weekend to record 3 passing TDs and 2 rushing touchdowns in the same game. It's never happened. So he
That's
was
wild, actually, think of that. That's not happened. That's
I don't
crazy.
know if you saw at Inside Texas, our friend Eric Nalin, the publisher of Inside Texas, he has a story this morning that's really revealing to exactly what you just said, that Pete Kwiatkowski, the Longhorn defensive coordinator, faced Alabama and a quarterback very similar to Jalen Milroe and Jalen Hurts when he was the defensive coordinator at Washington. If you remember, when they made the Final Four. Remember when...
that's when Sark said he started to become a PK fan.
PK fan.
Because he went up against him.
Right. And so, obviously you can go back to that Final Four matchup with Washington, had a really good secondary that year. And there's a great quote in the Eric Nalin story this morning at Inside Texas, and it comes from Buda Baker. Remember Buda Baker, who was a great safety for Washington, now playing in the NFL? And he talked to his quote before the Alabama game in the national championship semifinal could be paralleled right to this when you're facing a guy like Jalen Milroe, who who kind of looks like Jalen Hurts when he was at Alabama.
Yes, he does. That comparison's been made by a lot of people.
And Buda Baker said, we know that Hurts forces some turnovers throwing the ball.
Mm-hmm.
We like that. Being a defensive back, I like it. He can throw, he can run, but at the end of the day, if he doesn't see anything to throw, he's going to run the ball. We feel like the D-line is going to have a great opportunity to try to keep him in the pocket. When he does cross the line of scrimmage, we have to hit him. He's been hit before, but has never backed down. You see him running over guys, stiff-arming guys. So for that, we just have to keep hitting. Hopefully he'll crack, but he hasn't cracked yet. So Buda Baker, Pete Kwiatkowski has seen, it's shades of what it'll be, but a similar thing. You can go back and watch that game, Rod. You might get some insights into how PK's mind's going to work trying to stop the dual-threat quarterback. I love your idea of the multiple spies because you got to watch his legs. But as you said, if you can make him a pocket passer, you win, and I think if you can win, that's your best opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Sark did say after the game Saturday that he loved the defensive performance. He felt like it was really, really dominant. At the same time, he did feel like some of their rush lanes got loose at times. And he was already thinking ahead, like, we got to stop Jalen Milroe.
That's exactly right.
Our rush lanes have to be on point because we can't let him break that line of scrimmage. And nobody behind that, that'll be a problem for us.
Yeah, it'll be a great test for the defensive line and their discipline in their rushing lanes. That's just part of it. It's going to be a team effort. That's just part of it. But I do think, he's an elite runner, so you want to neutralize that first. He's a above average to, good passer. So you want to force him to beat you left-handed, if you will, and take away his elite quality, which is him as a runner. So I think that'll be the focus. We had an Inside Texas, on Texas football, I should say, broadcast live stream yesterday with Coach Brian Irwin, I believe is his name, and he talked about how you got to hit him.
Got to hit him.
It's going to be something that accumulates throughout the game, and it takes its toll. But even when it's a simple little drop back, if you got a chance to take a shot, take the shot. When he runs, even if it's a 3-4 yard gain, and you got a chance to tackle him, pile on. These are all things within the rules of football, but those hits, they add up to a quarterback over time, and that's part of it. That's part of it too.
You got to be physical.
You got to be physical. You have to. That's part of imposing your will. He needs to pay the price for running the football against you. He can't just run the football and get 4, 5, 6, 7 yards, and then he can get up and somebody just tripped him up with an ankle tackle. No. He needs to take a pounding. There needs to be a pounding. The quarterback must go down. He must go down early and often.
I would also say that the opposite is true for Texas. They got to keep Quinn Ewers from getting hurt, right? They're getting hit.
Very true.
And that was one of the things you took away from the OK performance against Rice, and underwhelming in the first half was he took a lot of hits. Quinn Ewers got hit a lot, and especially those long developing plays, and they brought those those disguised rushes, as you told us about, Rod. But second half, third quarter, he didn't get hit because they were going quick game, just getting the ball out of his hands. Alabama's going to be looking for those quick passes early and force Quinn to have to go down the field a little more. You got to keep Quinn upright in this football game, obviously.